Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. Guys, my name is not important. I am your host. Let's do it. Tokenized U.S. gold could ultimately benefit Bitcoin. Gold-backed stablecoins will outcompete U.S. stablecoins, and that's about it. Not a bunch of news going on today, guys. I pulled these articles up just to hint on it. Sailor's buying more in Bitcoin. Fantastical. And BlackRock has $1 billion in ETH. It's all bullish. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys. There's really not a lot of news going on. Housekeeping, guys. I'm like, what am I supposed to say right now? Who am I? Am I the drummer? I don't know. Guys, housekeeping. If you enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto, please smash the like button. Share the stream on all your social platforms. Tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your dad, tell your mom, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your goldfish. Don't leave that goldfish out. We got to get people in crypto. On top of that, guys, if you do want to learn more about crypto, want to learn more about trading crypto, on top of that, trading traditional stocks, indexes, etc., guys, go ahead and click the link that is pinned in the comment section. That will take you to the Pip Connect Discord. That is Andy Peters' Discord. There's about 1,000 of us in there helping each other become financially savvy. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click on the link. If you do have any questions, please reach out to myself or Andy, and we'll do our best to get those questions answered for you and see if the Pip Connect is a right fit. Outside of that, guys, how are we doing? It's Monday. It's Monday. And clearly no one cares. Well, if you haven't been paying attention and you haven't been following along, I'm about to rub it in your face. I'm sorry. I told you guys. I told y'all to pay attention. And if you haven't been, if you checked out because crypto got boring, today's going to hurt. So, with that being said, let's go through that top 100, see what today's biggest movers are. Right now, guys, current market cap sitting at 2.87 trillion, up 3.35% from yesterday. Bitcoin dump sitting at 60.7, ETH dump is 8.8%, and 0.71 Guayo get you the ETH transaction. Guys, fear and greed sitting at 31, not moved much, which is interesting because we're having pretty much a green day, but we're going to see what happens when the traditional market opens up, because that could all change real quick. We know that. So right now, Bitcoin sitting up 3.23%. ETH doing the same, about 3.85%. XRP up about 2%. Now, bell of the ball, Solana up 7.17%. Well, let's look for some bigger data. 5.45 for Chainlink. 10.33 for AVAX. Avalanche to the upside. Pi down 5.2%. People are finally taking profits off the table from Pi, I guess. 7.68 to the upside for Mantle. 5.21 for Ondo. 7.98 for Trump. 6.29 for Tau Bit Tensor. 7.54 for ENA. 14.29 the upside for Render. If you're holding Render, well done. 6.51 for Algorand. Sonic's up 10.6. 6.11 for Stacks. 13.92 for Form to the upside. Woo. SPX coming in at 21.7% to the upside. And Radium, 7% to the upside. That is your 100, guys. That is your top 100. Radium bringing into 100 spot. Guys, to the charts. First of all, at the start of last week, we talked about this channel, this ascending channel. If you're shorting or longing Bitcoin to stack more Bitcoin, I got to turn that music down just a little bit. It's slightly distracting. All right. I gave you guys this setup. This is what Bitcoin is doing. This is the range. And if you're wanting to stack more Bitcoin, you don't have a lot of capital, leverage is a way to do it. I know a lot of people are against leverage. I am not. It is a tool, and if used correctly, it can help you out immensely. But you can't be a degenerate, and you've got to trade conservatively. Anything under 10x I'm all here for. So let's say you're using 10x and you shorted the top of this channel, which is resistance, which I told you about on Monday last week. 40%, 10x leverage. It's not a bad trade. Again, we got close. We didn't touch the exact bottom, but I mean, this is how channels work from time to time. Okay, just like right here. Yeah, so if you long the bottom, you made 50% 10x leverage on your Bitcoin. This is how you stack Bitcoin if you don't have capital, guys. Blowfin, last time I checked, was still allowing leverage trading for U.S. residents. Outside of that, there's ways around that. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. But this is the thing I've tried to tell you guys. So now, right now, this is what we're looking at. The trend is your friend until the end, okay? So we're going to continue playing this channel until we have a breakout. Once we have a breakout, we would enter a trade based on what direction the breakout is, because you're probably going to get a big impulse move to either the upside or downside once this thing breaks out of this channel. But until then, you're playing it. It's that simple, guys. And that's it. That's all I've got for Bitcoin. And nothing out of the ordinary happened. We went down to the bottom of the channel. We hit support. We bounced. But again, the way is to trade the channel to make the monies. But here's why I said it earlier when I opened the show. Like, if you checked out a crypto because it got boring, this is where it's going to sting. All right. So yeah, just in this week, you could have made close to 100% gains if you were leverage trading 10x. But we all know that. But what if you didn't want to trade 10x? What if you just want to buy something and make some money, right? Let's go to PAL. If you bought the bottom of this on the 11th, didn't get scared, didn't freak out, when everybody was fearful and you were buying, this is something I teach you guys every freaking day. To be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. I'm trying to teach you this. I might sound like an annoying asshole, and that's just the way it is, but this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's almost an 80% run in 13 days. In 2 weeks, all you had to do was buy and sit on your fucking hands. And you would have made 80%. This is why I've been saying, do not get bored. This is where the money is made. When the market is boring and everybody's turning their back on the market, this is where substantial gains are made. Almost 80% in 13 days, and all you had to do is hit the buy button and then sit on your hands for 13 days. If you put $1,000 in, you made $790. If you put 10,000 in, you almost made $8,000. Even if you have a small capital, put $100 in, made $79, almost $80 for just doing nothing, just hanging out. No crazy trades, not looking at charts, no setups. You just went, hey, look, everybody's scared and selling. I'm going to buy. I'm going to do the opposite of what the herd is doing. Anything else like this? Let's look at Solana. Bigger coin, larger market cap, going to be a smaller gain. But almost 30% in 13 days. These are big, big gains, guys. This is the stuff I've been just beating into you. What else? Anything big like that? No, I'm out of INJ, guys. I exited INJ. What else? What's XRP? Let's go XRP from the bottom. Still, bigger market cap, smaller gains, but still. The peak, 36% right now if you just held on through that peak. Still 30% in 13 days. What else? What's Ondo looking like? Probably another 30%. 21%. Ondo looks like it's decision time. Check that out. I usually chart other stuff for you guys because I just use Bitcoin as a barometer and just kind of a quick chart to look at. But this is what Ondo's doing. So what have I taught you guys about this? If there's any kind of channel like this, you're shorting resistance, longing support, shorting resistance, longing support, so on and so forth, until you have a breakout. And you're probably going to get an impulse move. But right now, this is great. This is beautiful. If that doesn't look like a floor or a bottom, I don't know what does. That looks beautiful. Anyways, guys, that's the point I'm making. Like, even here, Bitcoin. If you bought the bottom, you still made almost 15% in just Bitcoin alone in 13 days, guys. That's wild. And all you had to do is just chill. Buy when others are freaking out and sit on your hands for 2 weeks. Free money, guys. So, with that being said, guys, this is the main lesson I'm getting at. And it's the cliche saying, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. When this thing gets back up to 110K and everyone's shouting for $1 million Bitcoin, it's time to start collecting profit. Hear me on this. Doesn't mean it won't go up higher. That's not what I'm saying. But at least start taking profits off the table. Now, I don't know when that's going to happen. And no one has a crystal ball. But that's the game. When people start turning their heads back to crypto, going, oh, dude, shit. Hey, Nick, what? Bitcoin's at like 120K. Like, what should I be looking at to buy right now? I'm going to tell you nothing. Not a damn thing. Because you should have been buying right now. Shit, you should have been buying 13 days ago. Hear me on this. It blows my mind that right now I've got like 2 people watching. Absolutely blows my mind. Whatever. Me and my boys up in the Discord, Pip Connect, will make money. Anyways, let's get on the quick news, guys. I'll let you go. Enjoy your Monday. That's the charts. This is all we're looking at in Bitcoin right now. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Playing the channel. Ondo, nice little setup. If you're looking for a channel to play, Ondo looks good. XRP's kind of got a little channel going on. I said I was going to leave the charts, and now I'm talking still about the charts because I'm that guy. Everybody's kind of doing the same thing. Big consolidation for Cardano, for ADA. The basically 70 cents looking like a real good support somewhere right around in there. Looking for an impulse move to break out of this channel. It's ETH looking like a bag of shit. Yeah. But putting in higher highs, higher lows. It's all bullish, guys. Bullish momentum. Unless something comes along and shuts us down, we're looking really good. Looks like we found a local bottom. So we shall see. All right. To the news. Lot to talk about gold and crypto right now. And I think that's kind of what is possibly pumping the market. There was some rumor that hit X that the U.S. Treasury, I think it was, or no, the IMF was going to start allowing gold to be transferred for crypto or something like that. But just a lot of talk about gold and Bitcoin. That's why I grabbed these 2 articles. Outside of that, there's really not a lot going on. Tokenized U.S. gold could ultimately benefit Bitcoin. Putting U.S. gold reserves on the blockchain would benefit Bitcoin despite the 2 assets being nothing like each other. Huh. Says NY Digs Greg Cipollaro? Cipollaro. I can't read last names. If you guys just tuned in, thank you for being here. I saw a couple more people pop into stream. Go ahead and smash that like button, share the stream. It helps us out greatly. Let's get more people in here. Crypto's starting to move again, and I don't want anyone to miss out. On top of that, I strongly recommend you go back about 5 or 6 minutes and watch the charts. If you just showed up, do not miss to talk about charts. Just back up a little bit. I think it's very beneficial. All right. An idea to tokenize or track U.S. gold reserves to make their movement transparent on a blockchain won't work in the same trustless way as Bitcoin does, but doing so could help cryptocurrency, says a research analyst. Greg C., global head of research at New York Digital Investment Group, said in a March 21st note that the Trump administration officials, including Elon Musk, have floated using a blockchain to track U.S. gold and government spending, an idea supported by crypto executives. I support it as well. It's very transparent. Here's the thing about blockchains. They're not very smart. Mr. C said they're limited in the information they convey. For example, Bitcoin has no idea what the price of Bitcoin is or even the current time. Yeah, but that's smart contracts on Ethereum. This is what these guys that come out that act like they know everything about blockchain and crypto, but really don't. Smart contracts on any layer one that has smart contracts could handle that. Anyway, he said that tokenization of tracking of gold reserves on a blockchain could help with audits and transparency, but would still rely on trust and coordinated with central entities compared to Bitcoin, which was designed to explicitly remove centralized entities. That's great. But Bitcoin wasn't designed for smart contracts and that kind of stuff. That I want to bang my head on the wall. Mr. C added the tokenization and blockchain tracking ideas aren't competitive with the crypto market and might help to increase awareness of it, which could ultimately benefit Bitcoin. It comes amid calls from some for an independent audit of the United States gold reserves. Republican Senator Rand Paul last month seemingly called on Musk's federal cost-cutting project to investigate the U.S. government's gold stash at the Bullion Depository in Fort Knox, which the U.S. Mint says holds around half of the country's gold. The Treasury audits publishes reports on gold holdings at Fort Knox and other locations across the U.S. every month, but President Donald Trump and Musk have both parroted decades-old conspiracy theories about the gold and questioned whether it's all still there. I'm very curious, too, because supposedly only like one guy ever has access to it, and no one's been in it since the 70s or some shit. They have both pushed for an independent audit of Fort Knox. The vaults were last opened in 2017 for Trump's then Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to view the gold, and before that, back in the 70s, exactly, in 1974, to a congressional delegation and a group of journalists. The Mint's website says that no gold has gone in or out of Fort Knox for many years, except for very small quantities, but who can verify? Used to test gold's purity during audits. Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said last month Fort Knox is audited every year and all the gold is present and accounted for. I want to see. I just want to know where the gold is. If anybody knows where that's from, high five to you. Moving on. Gold-backed stablecoins will outcompete USD stablecoins. This is a very interesting article, or headline at least, because I haven't read it yet. Gold has been accepted as money for thousands of years and does not suffer from geopolitical or inflationary risks, unlike fiat currency, unless we find a mountain full of it or a meteor crashes into the earth that's covered in it, or we find a way to land on meteors that are full of it. Gold will go straight down to the ground if that happens. Anyways, gold-backed stablecoins will outcompete U.S. dollar-pegged alternatives worldwide due to gold's inflation hedging properties and minimum volatility, according to Bitcoin maximalist Max Keiser. Keiser argued that gold is more trusted than the U.S. dollar globally and said governments and foreign nations with an adversarial relationship to the United States would not accept dollar-pegged stablecoins. The Bitcoin maximalist added, Russia, China, and Iran are not going to accept U.S. dollar stablecoins. I predict they will counter the U.S. stablecoin with a gold one. China and Russia have a combined 50,000 tonas. Is that tons or tonas? I don't know. Of gold. More than what is reported. The potential for gold-backed stablecoins to outcompete dollar-pegged tokens in international markets would append plans to extend U.S. dollar dominance through stablecoins proposed by U.S. lawmakers. Gold-backed stablecoins fulfill the original promise of USD. Stablecoin issuer Tether launched a gold-backed stablecoin called Alloy, AUSDT, backed by Tether XAUT, a token that provides a paper claim to physical gold in June of 2024, according to PointsVile founder and former VanEck executive Gabor Gurbax. God, these names. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Tether gold is what the dollar used to be before 1971. Exactly. That is when Nixon took us off the gold standard. We officially became fiat currency. Do a little bit of history learning or research. You'll find out that every fiat currency in the history of mankind has eventually failed. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because all governments or governing bodies will inflate their currency to zero. Has always happened. XAUT is up 15.7% year to date, while the broad crypto market is in the red. Foundations and businesses should hedge their holdings with XAUT, the executive wrote in a March 19th X post. U.S. policymakers have a different idea. United States Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that the Trump administration would focus on using dollar-pegged stablecoins to protect dollar reserve currency status and ensure U.S. dollar harmony or hedge money in global financial markets. Speaking at the March 7th White House Crypto Summit, Bessent indicated that this stablecoin regime would be a top priority for the administration. Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller also voiced similar comments and expressed support for using stablecoins to prop up the U.S. dollar before Bessent made the remarks at the summit. U.S. lawmakers have also introduced several stablecoin bills to establish a comprehensive regulatory framework for tokenized fiat assets, including the Stable Act of 2025 and the Genius Stablecoin Bill. I have bored everybody. Nobody is watching anymore. What a shame. Nobody wants to learn how to make money. Guys, outside of that, just more bullish headlines. Sailors buying more Bitcoin. I think he got like 40 or 4 billion or something like that, or 400 million. What was it? Yeah, I don't know, whatever. The dude's buying this is what's so wild to me when people are like, oh, it's a scam, it's going to zero, blah, blah, blah. Look at these people buying billions and billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin. You really believe that Joe Schmo down the road from you living in his 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on 6,000 square foot of property, working a 9 to 5 at the steel mill. Not saying there's anything wrong with any of this. You really think he's got better advice than this guy, Michael Saylor, or BlackRock, or Vanguard, VanEck, or even, this is just what's wild to me when you see headlines like this and people still, oh, it's a scam, it's trash, it's bullshit, it's total bullshit. Okay. All right, and last but not least, guys, Ethereum eyes 65% gains from cycle bottom as BlackRock ETH stash crosses $1 billion. BlackRock is holding $1 billion in Ethereum. It's a scam. It's going to zero. Get out now before you lose all your money. With that being said, guys, let's look at Bitcoin one last time before I let you go. Yeah, that's it. Let's look at the smaller time frames just for fun. 7-minute is my favorite. If you're looking at this, what do you see? I see some steady growth. Now in the 7-minute, if we lose this bottom trend, I'll look for a bounce at 86, 670, or go back down to the bottom of the channel. Because most ascending wedges usually break to the downside, I'll be honest. Or ascending wedges, excuse me. But right now with the bullish momentum, who knows what this can do. Just things to keep your eye on. But that's all I've got for you guys today. If you do enjoy the content provided for you every morning on Boring Crypto, please, listen to me burp. Please smash that like button. Please share the video on all of your social platforms, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. If you're following me on Facebook, go ahead and give me a follow. Yeah. Go ahead and click on the link pinned in the comment section, take you to the Pip Connect Discord. If you want to get early calls, learn how to trade better, make money, become financially savvy. On top of that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Quick, short, sweet show, 27 minutes. Guys, I am out of here.